Hi, I'm Peter.
I'm Stan.
And we play in Brutus.
And this is Evil Greed's Distro Picks.
I want to start with God's Country by the band Chad Pyle.
Good choice.
And for me, I picked this record because I saw it passing by online and I listened to it and I liked it, but then we had to play Download Festival this year.
Yeah.
And they had to play the same stage right before us. And I went to see the show and I was really impressed. How they do it, it's really true. And I really feel when they play it that they mean it or something like that. It touched me, the show touched me. And what's also cool, it's like, it sounded really good. And it was the local sound guy. And if a band can sound really good with the local sound guy, it's a good band. It's my rule. And after the show, I went up to them and said, nice show guys, we don't know each other. We was like, nice show guys, I really liked it. And they were like, oh, but we're here to see your show. And I was like, no, I'm here to see your show. And that was really cool.
Bromance moment.
With guys from Chad Pyle.
Yeah, good record, good choice.
Yes.
My first choice is this record by Matt Ball, the guitar player from Big Brave. It's called Amplified Guitar. Only the title of the record for me is like, when I saw this record passing by, I was like, I have to check this out. This is the best album title I've ever heard, Amplified Guitar. It's a solo record by him. I like Big Brave, great band. Played a couple of shows with them in the past.
In a sex club in Prague.
Yes, strange, but true.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk more about that.
Yeah,
it was a cool show.
But this record, I immediately got like an outsider art feel about it, and it's the way I didn't really know. Like when I listened to the record the first time, I started looking up like how did he make it, how does he write the songs, because I was so fascinated by it, and it's so free, and I immediately fell in love with the record. So I really hope I can see this live one day, because it should be very interesting. So that's my first pick. Really good record, yeah.
My second pick is Spectral Wound. I picked this also because I know them from the road, because we played many shows this year, and it was a very small festival in France, in the north of France, close to Belgium. And I didn't know the band at all. I would not check it like on my normal Spotify feed or something like that. And we were loading in the van, and we were talking, fuck, what is this band playing behind us on the stage? They're really ripping it. What is this? What is this? What it is? And we had to search on the flyer from the festival. Oh, it's them. And I ran into the merchandise tent, and he only had one long sleeve left, and I bought it. And then I checked the album on Spotify after, and it's really cool. And I don't know why it touches me more than other music like this.
It's not really something I would think like that's something that Peter would like listen to, right? I don't know. Yeah.
There is something in the music that it's the melodies, I think, or something that touches me more than other music like this, and that's why I picked them. And I had a shirt of it, but I gave it away to Brian Cook from Russian Circles. So Brian, if you see this, I'm still waiting for the photo with you and my shirt.
Okay, so next one for me is Red Sparrows. Not specifically this record, but like anything they've done. It's one of those bands I discovered like a long time ago, and I was into like instrumental music for a long time. This was always like one of my favorites. It's like, yeah, also the lap steels, the lap steel sounds that they use, all that stuff. I'm really into it. So when I saw it here, I was like, oh yeah, I have to put this one. I have to spin this one again because it's so good. So favorite one.
My third album is Certain Circles. I could have picked any album, and just because the music is great, it's a 3-piece. I love 3 pieces, and the guys are even greater than the music. It's sometimes when you're in bands and you meet other bands, and you know their music, and then the people in the band are either bigger than the music or something like that, even if you love the music already so much. And for me, this is one from the fields. And those guys learned us how to tour. Can I say that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sure.
It's our first real tour was as a support of them. And yeah.
The amount of wisdom
yeah.
we got on the first evening was insane.
Insane.
Yes.
And I even many years later is still, even now we are in the position that we can bring young bands on tour, like they did with us. And sometimes I think, oh yeah, that's what they told me, and I'm gonna tell this to them. It's like crazy, and it's all coming from Russian circles. So
sweethearts.
Yeah, and this album, I was not really on the first listen into it, but then I thought, oh yeah, this is what you wanted to do. If I give it a more spins and like, cool guys, this is what you wanted to do, and you did it. So, thanks, Wayne.
What was the tour?
2018. Was the tour, we did together. It was like Europe.
Yeah. How many days was it again? I don't remember.
2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. And the first show was in Luxembourg. And we were fans of the band that we didn't know, we never met. And then, you can do the story better.
I remember like you go on tour with a band you like, and there's 2 things. Or it's gonna be awesome, or it's gonna be a shit show and you're not gonna get along. That's what you hope will not happen. And I remember the first evening I walked into the venue and they were sound checking. I was like, yeah, fuck, this sounds insanely good. So it's gonna be awesome, but let's see. And that evening ended in the hotel was behind the venue, and I think I went to bed at 9 in the morning. Just we talked with the guys the whole night. So that was a special one for me. Yeah.
And tell the story. Do the full story, Stan.
My best moment ever, my best moment from that tour was at 9 in the morning. I walked out to have a cigarette, and I think everybody started to go to bed, and Brian walked out and he just looked up and the sun was coming up, and he was like, the sun is up, this is a mistake. And he just walked back in and went to bed. And I was like, life is good.
And we drink heavy beers all night.
It was terrible.
With first night.
Sweethearts, really cool guys. Yeah. I'm gonna say, I can't say too much about this next. I want to say Minor Threat. I mean, it's a classic. It's the stuff that got me into heavier music when I was a kid. Everybody was listening to this when I was in high school, and still one of my favorites. So most people probably know this one. So yeah, great stuff.
So you still need a tattoo, right? The sheep, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Was it you or was it Stephanie who was going to do it? You, huh?
Yeah, I have to get it, yeah. One day I will.
What do you have?
Yes, we both have the same one.
Ta-da-da-da.
Yeah. David Eugene Edwards, it's, I've been a fan for a very long time, since this, the 16 horsepower, and then the woven hand stuff. I loved all of it. We got to see him live in LA, and yeah,
I hated it.
yeah, I loved it.
No, it was a very special show.
It was, I was used to. I was listening to a lot of the Woven Hand stuff, and it was like maybe a bit, I don't know, softer maybe. And when we saw him live with his drummer, it was really heavy and very psychedelic and very free. I liked it. Stephanie also loved it.
Yes, and I was like more in the back of the venue, and I had no connection with the music or with him. And I thought, no guys, what are you trying to tell me? This is not working. But now we're 5 years later.
Yes.
And I'm more a song kind of guy. And this album, Ben from Chelsea Wolf also worked on it.
Yes.
And there's a little more modern vibe, and I know what Stan likes in the Western vibe or in the that's still there, and it's very good songs. The voice is amazing, and the songs are good, and there's a little extra touch that I like.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
So I really love. And I listened to this on tour a lot this year, and it's really cool.
I like the older and the weirder stuff as well, because there's like I think it's still online. It's like there's this clip of him playing 2 songs on a banjo live, and he's singing the songs, and it's like he's totally into it, and he starts talking like in between sentences to himself. But it's so genuine. He's so into what he's doing. It's crazy. You have to watch it. It's really cool.
But I'm in your camp now since this album.
Yes. Finally. So, great record.
Self-sown rose of Sharon, dragon thou shalt rise, hidden lion, inside this
I realize now with this one that I picked a lot of tour, like this one relates to touring, this one relates to touring, this one and this one too. I walked past it, and Cult of Luna. It was the last tour we did before the pandemic hit, and we got to know, as a support of Cult of Luna, and we got to know the full band and Johannes in particular. And I know Stan and Stephanie were already fan of them for many years, but for me this was the introduction. And the first song was also the song of the opening of their set, I think. And because for what came after the tour, like the 2 year of pandemic horror, and no touring and no music and all the uncertainty, when I listened to this album, in the pandemic, I listened to it, and it was a lot of bringing back to the good times of that tour. The tour was in December of 2019, and then I listened back to everything they did before, and Somewhere Along the Highway, and the album with Mariner with Julie Christmas. It's amazing, and I really love how they are, what they do, and how Johannes also is like, he is what he is, and it's Cult of Luna, and I really respect that.
Yeah, I saw them, I think, the first time with Salvation, that record, when they were touring Salvation in Europe. I saw them in a small venue in my hometown, and that's one of the bands that I saw. I was like, this is something I will never be able to do, because it's so good. And then to finally be able to tour with those guys was like crazy.
I was really a punk rocker guy, and NoFX and Bad Religion.
Still are.
Yeah, I'm still, but
It's good.
together with Russian Circles, Cult of Luna opened another door.
I get that. Good choice.
Thanks.
Last one for me is probably one of my favorite records of the last 10 years.
Ooh.
I know. Birds in a Row. Yeah. I can't say enough good things about it. Yumi and the Violence. This record, when I was younger, I was really like into punk rock and hardcore, and you get a bit older and there's a lot of genres that you like, and so I really didn't listen to that much heavier music anymore at the point when this record came out. And a friend of mine always said, you have to check it out, because it's something I think you would like. And I listened to it for the first time in my car, I remember, and I listened to the whole record, which was already by that time difficult for me to listen to like the whole record. and be fascinated by it. And this one, even now today, I mean, yeah, still listen to it. I think like every couple of weeks, a couple of times. We played a couple of shows with the guys, and yeah.
And Content toured with us.
Yeah. I don't think he played on this record.
He was not on this
No,
record?
he doesn't play on this record yet, but yeah, sweet guys. The way they, I actually saw them live for the first time when we played together for the show.
This year?
Yeah, that was the first time I saw them live. So, which is terrible because I love the record so much, but all their records, they're all amazing. And also the way they're evolving now as a band.
The live show is also
It's
like...
insane. It's crazy. It's not a band you want to play after.
No, and we had to.
All of these bands, yeah, it's not, yeah,
Yeah.
crazy good stuff. So this, yeah, definitely one of my favorite records of the last couple of years.